Real life. Hi, Alex. How are you today?
Good. How are you, Ahmed? Thanks
I'm
for having
good. I'm
me.
good. Nice to see you again. So we have Alex from Syncly with us today, who's right now based out of San Francisco. He was part of YC23, right? Right in middle of the AI shift and everything happening all around us, right?
Yeah. I'm flattered. Yes. It's been
So
an exciting time. Yes.
how has it been like pre Syncly? What were you doing, and how did you transition to Syncly?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Alex. I'm a co-founder of Syncly. I have a background in e-commerce and B2B enterprise sales globally. And this is actually my first startup as a co-founder. But for other co-founders of our team, this is their second journey. So yeah, as you know, Ahmed said, we're part of YC, Y Combinator W23 batch, and we're based in the Bay Area if anybody wants to grab coffee. But yeah, so it's been a great journey so far. We're an AI startup. Our team has been in the AI space for a decade now. Compared to, I mean, before AI was really hot, and compared to what I think OpenAI has been able to accomplish, we are underachievers. I think all of us are. But the team was able to sell the first company to a Nasdaq listed company based out of Boston and their first exit. So yeah, now we're in the more exciting space, which is customer experience, customer facing teams. And, because the team provided some, a certain degree of customization, during their first rodeo, we're used to, and we think that we're good at iterating and building to meet our customers' expectation as an AI tool.
Right. And would you like to share what Syncly does?
Yeah, sure. I would love to start by, how we, actually end up in this space. As for, why we're building, this tool, right? The Syncly is for customer facing teams, right? The reason we found was from our team's own experience during the first rodeo. The team didn't have a way to understand what matters to the customers in a holistic way, and hence relied heavily on anecdotal quotes and recency bias and making prioritizing decisions, right? The process wasn't particularly efficient, and the team ended up building the features that wasn't scalable, I mean, across customers. Only one of the customers use it. And also, sudden churning of the customer was another big, issue, because the team didn't have any visibility, right? They didn't know who were happy. They didn't know, who was not happy using the platform. So after talking to a lot of founders, we noticed that this customer visibility issue is a common issue. Many other organizations experience, and we think that we're building a viable solution for them. So, yeah, with strong background in AI, we help companies stay ahead of the curve in understanding and proactively addressing and engaging customers, by auto analyzing their feedback.
Right. And what are the primary industries which are adapting your product?
So I think we're working with many different companies right now, across different industries. I think more important thing is the volume of feedback. Number one. Number two is if they have a mindset of becoming more customer centric. Every company wants to. They say they want to do customer centric approach. However, it's really hard to do. It's very manual right now, and it takes a lot of efforts and then time to transition from conventional way of understanding customer to the new way of understanding customer, meaning that they want to have to allocate a certain amount of their resource to dedicated to that very purpose, which is not very easy. So when customers, I think it not just industry, but it's we've been able to get that approach from hospitality companies, e-commerce, D2C brand, but we've been working with a lot of B2B SaaS companies as well. So that was our first, I think first five customers were from that industry. But from that on, we realized that this is not only from B2B SaaS, but this was like B2C. A lot of Gen AI companies we work with, Gamma, Tome, and even for non-software companies, like if they have a platform, if they have a way to understand customers via whatever the platform that they use, yes, those are, we can definitely help them understand their customers. So we're, industry agnostic, language agnostic. We now have customers in Europe, not Latin America, and Asia as well. So besides from US customers, I think we have our customer base are growing out of the region as well.
That's very interesting because running a marketing campaign or outreach campaign for customers across different regions becomes very tricky. So, is it all like incoming leads, people signing up for it, or you actually go out and have an active outreach program?
We do, I guess, both. In terms of, customer outreach program, our primary focus is Silicon Valley and the, companies in the United States. Because we're based in San Francisco, it's natural that we focus on that market. However, I think there's definitely an upside being in Silicon Valley, in the center of where everything's happening, especially AI. People think that if you're located in San Francisco, they think that you are bringing that advanced technology as well. So people, last week I had a meeting with customers from Jordan, and they found us from one of the newsletters that featured us, right? It's interesting, and the LinkedIn, the footprints are everywhere, and friends of friends, or my networks, other networks, they end up finding us from, because we're integrated into front intercoms and that's tool like that. They found us on their marketplace as well. So we've been getting a lot of inflow of leads from everywhere, and I think that that's because we're in the AI exciting space, and also we are expanding our footprints across different media like LinkedIn, social networks, and newsletters and all that.
Right. And how's the Y Combinator journey like? How do you see, or how do you uh, see Syncly transitioning from pre-YC to post-YC? Like, what's the difference? What's the journey like for you?
Yeah, AI, definitely. I think the YC, if you look at the current batch of YC companies, about 70% of they have something to do with AI, or they're an AI company, right? I think we're in the right space. And we did, I mean, we've been doing machine learning and computer vision before. We're doing a, more, large language model and all that. Now, post YC, we pivoted, out of the idea that we originally got us into YC. But I think that we learned so much from YC, how to validate ideas, and how to find a viable solution. Or are we really building something that our customers need, right? Are we really
Mhm.
aiming that hair and fire problem? That was something that YC taught us, right, during the 3 months of intensive course of accelerator program that we went through during our time in YC. We got to meet a lot of amazing folks from YC, not just our partners, but our fellow batchmates were great. Yeah, they are inspirational still, and we keep in touch with them and make sure that we're on the right track as far as stats and growth, and also we exchange ideas and all that. And when you tell them this is something that you're working on, they always give something that's constructive, right? And that things to think about. And I think that relationship and that alone is very valuable. And I think that transitioned us from I mean, we're pretty good at iterating, but I think talking to these industry leaders and fellow founders who are deep into their product building as well, they have different insights to bring to the table. So we enjoy that relationship, we enjoy that community, and we try to leverage that as much as we can.
Sounds good. And doing it in 2023 should be super amazing. OpenAI coming out, growing, Llama, you name it, right? It's
Yeah.
everywhere, right? So, how do you see the world changing in this era of AI change, right? Because you are like at the heart of everything that's happening around you. And
Mm.
working in the same space, I'm sure you're very well connected. You're talking to a lot of engineers, you're talking to a lot of thought leaders as well. So, how do you see the world in 2025 and beyond?
Yeah, that's a great question. I get the question a lot, just because I'm in the industry. I'm in the area where everything's happening. And yes, I do talk to a lot of engineers, a lot of founders, a lot of folks in that industry. Um, I think that's an exciting question to answer. Looking at 2025, it's really hard to look beyond, anywhere then. But still, I think that, in 5 years, 10 years down the road, um, I I think that our team, we already have one decade in our AI space belts, but we're gonna have like 1.5, 2 decade on barrel belt. And I think that we would have, probably an AI magic wand or something, by then. But all the jokes aside, I see the landscape or the atmosphere or the people's perception of AI is changing drastically over the past 12 months. Ever since OpenAI came out, a lot of people were worried that AI is going to take over the world. They're going to take over our jobs and things like that. And that's what all the media was talking about, right? But people quickly realized that it's an AI era and you cannot, it's unavoidable. You have to know how to work with AI. If you want to know how to work with AI, you want to work with the best companies out there who offers most advanced technology, but at the same time who has a vision of how to bring that value with the AI. AI is not just a word that people just use, but I think it's you know it's people, as more companies are willing to invest in learning about AI and now more productive than ever in adapting AI in their workflow. Even the corporates are also reviewing whether in-house AI developments or partnering with experts makes more sense for them, right? So I believe the market will mature, and GPT wrappers like AI non-AI companies, like those companies based just off of the GPT API, without creating sustainable value, would be out of the competition quickly. And I think the technology might have advanced, but the truth stays the same, and whether or not you bring the real value to the table. Um, so if you have a real use case, and if your tool is streamlined with existing tech stack, and I think the key to stay relevant in down the road in AI space is really the wisest good old saying, are you building what customers love, and if you're really creating value for them. Um, as for Syncly, I think by next year, I think we'll expand our visibility by integrating with many different tools and customer touch points with our customers. We love building with our customers, and provides a much bigger visibility across different user groups within the organizations and their needs in a scalable way for both B2B, B2C across different industry, e-commerce, software, hardware, and all that. So.
Right. That resonates mm, with what I heard on Dreamforce. I had the chance to listen to Sam Altman directly on the Dreamforce, and what he mentioned about AI about AI companies was pretty interesting. So he said, I don't see uh, any AI companies in 2030,
Mm,
because think of it as the mobile era. Initially, there were a lot of mobile companies. Do you see any mobile companies today? Right?
mm,
Either you work on mobile or you don't exist. He said, I see the same for AI by 2030. Either you are a company which works with AI or you don't exist. So there's no concept of AI companies by 2030. So that like
mm.
opens a lot more perspective, and in terms of we, and I hear the same from you in different words, right? So
Yeah,
I agree, can't agree more that there's no concept of just an AI company 5 years from now. It's just that either you do it or you don't.
you're exactly right.
Absolutely. So, how do you see uh, the world catching up? Because you're sitting in the heart of San Francisco, right? The Bay Area, where everything starts, just started for this AI wave and everything. And you have customers in other regions of the world as well, right? So,
Yeah.
do you see a gap in terms of AI adoption, or do you think everybody's almost there already.
Yeah, I think in a global market, everybody wants to adapt AI, but like I said, I think different level. Of course, their involvement or knowledge of AI could be very, but at the same time, there are a lot of exciting AI companies in their region as well, in their respective regions like Europe. I see there are a lot of AI happening in Asia as well. So yeah, I think people like customers have similar expectations when it comes to AI. They want to automate a lot of the stuff that they're doing manually. They want to be able to tackle the problem scalability and visibility, right? Those are the two. I think the values that AI can definitely bring to the table, and they can definitely automate a lot of the stuff you're doing manually today, so that you don't have to hire at the rate that your company's growing. So I think that brings a lot of value to the growing companies who are looking to adapt AI. If you're already, a company who's, a big size, you have a lot of data, right? And the data becomes a black box. You probably have a dedicated, data team that analyzes this data in many ways. But, adapting AI means a couple things. Number one, you'd be able to, analyze this in real time. Number two would be um, you don't have to spend a lot of resources to do that, and you'd be able to make the decision based on all the AI, what AI can provide. It means that there's nothing that falls through the cracks. So AI is great at assisting like your decision making, I think, and I think that everybody, especially on a leadership level, they agree and they see that value. So that's why I think leadership is seeking AI and helping them making those decisions. Simply put, I mean, the amount of data that can be factored into decision making will be on a different level now going forward. It'll be different from this year to next year. Users will have more visibility and being able to know what matters to which group of their customers. And the most and most important thing is being able to draw a distinction between noise for the relevant feedback data, right? And taking actions and addressing issues are time bound, right? If you are too late, it doesn't matter how well you fix the issue, the target audience probably would have left you, right? And our goal is to help our customers capture the essence of the issue and the urgency, like real time. That's what AI does, best. So that they can put together solutions before the customers leave them, and even enhance the experience, to strengthen their loyalty as well.
Right, right, right. Sounds good. Thank you for being on our show. Best of luck as far as Syncly is concerned, and we hope you have a great next quarter and next year.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed the time, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye bye.